Welcome to Netlinked Weekly. This is our weekly show with hot stuff, awesome deals, tips and news, and all that kind of great stuff. We even have a super special guest. So, the Super September Savings Event is on this week with giant deals. Now, I couldn't tell at first, but the NCIX, like Superman here, is actually holding the foot of this robot. It used to be the foot was about this big, and I talked to our designer. I was like, dude, I think we should probably tone that down a little bit so it looks more like a foot, but I think he did a great job. So Tom, he's been our guest on the show a couple times. I think he did a great job of the Robot Man. And as always, there is a Linus cartoon head hidden somewhere in this image, so you guys can go ahead and find it. I'm not going to give you too many hints, but you might say he's an accomplice to the evil mastermind or something along those lines. So, without further ado, speaking of super, we have a super special guest this week, the one and only NCIX Esther.
Am I the only one with the prefix NCIX before, my name? I feel like I'm the only one. I'm always known as NCIX Esther.
It's better than crazy.
Can I just be Esther for no?
It's better than crazy Russian. You could be crazy Esther.
That's true. Yeah. I'll stick with NCIX Esther.
Yeah, okay, so what do you do at NCIX? For those of you who haven't already seen you on Tech Tips before and who don't already know who you are, which 95 to 96.2% probably do.
Well, I do stuff. No, I'm
Wow,
kidding.
she's going to go all girl on us. Well,
that's the easiest way to explain things. No. I do public relations officially, a little bit of marketing and events. I do lots of events. If you guys don't know, I also have my own YouTube channel, NCIX Esther. Subscribe.
She's not allowed on this YouTube channel anymore. She's going to come on here. She's going to be all like, yeah,
well,
so
if
don't...
you really want to know what I do, then you might as well go watch it.
Fair enough. Okay, so we should probably do an annotation, you guys. Click the link right here to visit NCIX Esther's YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed. What do you do on your YouTube channel?
I feature system picks of the week that Crazy Russian and NCIX Brian assemble together.
You know what's brutal about that is the system videos that I do, she usually sees the system before I do and actually has a video up before I do. So while my video is about 8 times better,
oh, yeah.
If you wanted to see it any sooner, then you could check out Esther's video. What else do you do on there?
I shoot events that I am attending. So last week I was at Back to School.
That's a sensitive topic right now.
Is it?
Yeah, well, the Batman thing and the Parti Québécois election.
Well, we're not talking about that. We're talking about universities, back to school campuses, and that's where I was at this week and last week. So you might have seen me at UBC, SFU, or BCIT if you're in the Vancouver area. And what else do I do? I'm, I guess, also the official office prankster. No, I'm kidding. If you see my YouTube channel, you'll know that I'm usually the one pranked on. So you see a little bit of tidbits of what goes on at the NCIX office in Viking here at headquarters.
So guys, in summary, don't forget to also subscribe to NCIX Esther, and don't forget to follow NCIX on Facebook. Esther deals with all of our Facebook stuff, so our tip for this week is going to be how to follow NCIX on Facebook. It's really complicated.
Well, you don't really follow NCIX on Facebook.
It's going to be in the next shot.
Follow NCIX on Twitter.
It's going to be in the next shot.
But if we're going to go with the correct lingo here for social media, you can like us on Facebook.
I want to do this in the next shot.
Well, we're going to do it now.
You're cut. You're cut now.
Do not cut me out, Diesel.
Cut her there.
Don't. You can also like me on Facebook because I'm an avid Facebooker. And it's facebook.com/pr.esther. See you later, Linus. I'm now taking over Netlinked Weekly. Just kidding. Okay.
Well, thanks for that, Esther. What a fantastic guest. Let's give her a round of applause that's not sarcastic at all. So this week, our tip, although she already talked about it, so I'm just going to show you where the button is to follow NCIX on Facebook. So there's a Facebook icon there. You can also follow on Twitter and YouTube, which is me. And then that's pretty much it for the tip. You just click the thing and then click like, and then you'll, well, whatever, she covered it. So let's go move on to our top deals for this week. So we have a bundle deal. This is an Intel i3 processor with an Asus H61 motherboard for only $150 plus. You get a bonus 75 NCIX rewards, which you can save up for free shipping and other cool swag. And I believe you also get free ground shipping for your entire order. This is a crazy, crazy deal if you're building a low-cost PC, because all you got to do is add case, power supply, memory, and storage, and you're pretty much ready to go because it has onboard video. Moving right along, hard drive prices keep doing this. So the Seagate Barracuda 3 terabyte is only $130, so that is a far cry from where it was only a few months ago. Remember when the floods hit, hard drive prices pretty much tripled overnight. Now they're finally coming back in line with what we've seen in the past. We also have a Logitech G105 gaming keyboard, Modern Warfare 3 edition. I know, right? Modern Warfare 3 edition, no offense to those who play Modern Warfare 3, it's a fantastic game. Only $30. Those are on super clearance, so check that one out. We've also got the Vertex 3240. This is a new price point for this guy. $169.99, plus you get 85 NCIX rewards. I think this is proportional to like how much you're spending or something like that. I think it's like one reward for every $2 or something along those lines. So fantastic deal. There's never been a better time to get an SSD. Prices are lower than ever, but they've somewhat sort of bottomed out a little bit. So you don't have to worry about buying it this week and seeing it for $20 lower next week. Like asterisk, I'm not guaranteeing that prices won't drop because we don't really guarantee that. And finally back in stock, the Asus Google Nexus 7 16 gig. So nothing really particularly special about the pricing as far as that goes, but it's in stock, which is more than a lot of other retailers can say. Speaking of Google and Android, that leads us to our next topic, which is our weekly news. So the iPhone 5 was announced today, and I don't really think there's anything I can contribute at this point that nobody else has already talked about. So what I will say then is the summary. So the iPhone 5 is basically kind of like this one, except more thinner, more lighter, more faster. So it, according to Apple, is about double the processing power on CPU and GPU. Has a taller screen but not wider, which to people with small hands can be a factor because if you can't reach all the way across to the far edge of your screen, you're not going to be able to hit buttons that are over there. So there you go. It's also going to be better for watching movies because it's a slightly more widescreen format, and I find this very, very perplexing. They have not opted for a 16:9 screen, so it is still not quite 16:9. Yeah, I mean, a cool thing about this is that there's new prices coming in for the iPhone 4 and the 4S. And I mean, honestly, okay, so if it's $200 with a contract for this one, this is in the US, guys, so Canada still has to wait, but $200 with a contract in the US, and then a 4S is $100, and then a 4 is free with a contract. So personally, I mean, the differences between the 4 and the 4S don't look that significant to me. You've got a slightly faster processor, Siri, which is, I mean, come on, seriously. Seriously, who cares? Not right, sorry. Moving right along, longer battery and the new connector. So they are replacing the venerable iPhone, iPod, iPad connector with a newer one called Lightning. And this will be maybe a minor inconvenience, but you can get an adapter, which Apple will, of course, sell you. No problem. Tech Tips Live. So we tweeted earlier today, and those of you who made it in here, actually, Diesel is doing the filming for me today, so he has filtered through everything. Now that it's been announced, are you excited or disappointed about the iPhone 5? We wanted to get your reaction, so we've summarized some of the top tweets. So Jimmy says, not a typical advancement usually made by Apple. No new cool features, really. To which I would reply, that actually is kind of a typical advancement made by Apple. I mean, what was the iPad 2? Thinner, lighter, faster. What was the iPad 3? Higher res screen, slightly thicker even. Worse battery life. Okay, so I think we're on the same page in some ways. Ed says, no USB 3 is a shame, and yet another proprietary connector. Honestly, you're doing a good job of these, Diesel. These are awesome tweets. So no USB 3 is a huge problem because now that Apple finally has USB 3 on their platform with the latest Intel chipsets, what was the excuse for not 10xing the performance that we can get when we're transferring? I mean, now you guys can take up to 1080p video with your new iPhone. So these are not trivial files. These are not small. I mean, if you're syncing these things all the time, it's, yeah, a real shame. I think shame is the right word. Vasily Vitstovsky, sorry if I got that wrong. iPhone 5 is something I've been looking forward to obtaining for a long time. I hope it lives up to the hype. So it looks like he's going to grab one, and maybe we'll get another tweet from him at some point letting us know how it went. Andrew is disappointed, not enough of a jump from the 4S to get me that excited, to which I would say, yeah, I pretty much agree, although I had the same observation about 4 to 4S, and I have not upgraded yet. James, disappointed that there's no 128 gig iPhone 5, but will you still make the upgrade? But we'll still make the upgrade. And he asks me, will I upgrade? Actually, the answer is no. iPhone 4 is still really all I need. I stream a couple videos, I make a couple phone calls. You know, if I make sure that I hold it exactly just right, I don't run into too many difficulties with reception, except in this room and in my office and at home sometimes. Frederick says, you mean the long phone? Yes, we mean the long phone. Terry, it doesn't really have that many improvements, only a better CPU, bigger screen, and thinner. Cons, the new connector for charging. That pretty much summarizes it. So, out of everyone that we responded to our Tech Tips Live, we had 43 that were largely disappointed, about 8 that were neutral, although hard to say exactly because some people just write meh. And does that mean they're disappointed? Does that mean they're neutral? Meh. And 15 were excited. So our viewer base is largely not that impressed by the iPhone 4, but that won't stop Apple from selling bajillions of them. Thank you for checking out this week's episode of Netlinked Weekly. Don't forget to subscribe to NCIX Tech Tips for more weekly updates like this one, although we missed last week, and reviews and guides and all kinds of great stuff like that.